Elon Musk is offering to sell some of his Tesla stock if the United Nations can show that $6 billion would help to alleviate world hunger. Now, before I give you the details of the story, let me just note that there are two different things going on, okay? On one hand, you have Elon Musk who's consistently crying about having to pay taxes to a country that provided the seed money for Tesla and many of his business ventures that have made him fabulously wealthy. But that's not what this story is about. This story is about the UN World Food Program. Its director, David Beasley, was recently on CNN, and he specifically called out Elon Musk and other tremendously wealthy Americans and essentially called on them to do their part in donating money to this organization to alleviate world hunger. Let's hear what he had to say.
US billionaires alone have gotten over $1 trillion richer during the pandemic. You're asking those billionaires who are going to space, the likes of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, to help. Are they helping?
The governments are tapped out. And this is why, and this is when that the billionaires need to step up now on a one-time basis, $6 billion to help 42 million people that are literally gonna die if we don't reach them. It's not complicated. And this is what's heartbreaking. I'm not asking them to do this every day, every week, every year. We have a one-time crisis, a perfect storm of conflict, climate change, and COVID. It's a one-time phenomenon. I've got 43 nations with 42 million people in IPC level 4 knocking on family's door. Just help me with them one time. That's a $6 billion price tag. Jeff Bezos' net worth increase just last year during COVID was 64 billion. I'm just asking for 10% of your net worth increase. Just last week, Elon Musk had a $6 billion net worth increase one day.
So there's obviously some truth to what Beasley's saying, but the World Food Program has some issues, which I'll get to in just a second. Following that interview, they put out a tweet saying a one-time donation from the top 400 billionaires in the United States could help save the lives of 42 million people this year. Now, in response to that, Elon Musk tweeted this: if the World Food Program can describe on its Twitter thread, the Twitter thread, exactly how $6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. And so he's challenging them because there is concern that some of that funding, some of those donations are misappropriated, right? And there is some truth behind that. There are also some issues with Beasley, which I'll get to in just a second. So for instance, in 2019, funding was a record $8 billion, of which the largest donors were the United States at $3.4 billion and Germany at $886.6 million. Contributions were insufficient to cover identified needs of food insecure populations with a funding gap of $4.1 billion, and that's according to the World Food Program annual performance report. So they obviously raised a lot of money in 2019, and their analysis of that was it wasn't enough. So it's just interesting to hear Beasley say, like, no, just this one-time donation of $6 billion would like change everything. Now, $6 billion, he claims, will not solve world hunger, this is Beasley, but it will prevent geopolitical instability, mass migration, focus on that for a second, and save $42 million people from the brink of starvation, an unprecedented crisis and a perfect storm due to COVID/conflict/climate crisis. Now, he likes to focus a lot on migration and the migration crisis because he was actually tapped by the Trump administration to lead the World Food Program, specifically to end migration to the United States. That was a huge part of the reason why Trump chose him. I have more details about it in just a second, but Cenk, you want to jump in?
Yeah, look, in a sense, both are right and both are wrong. Elon Musk is being incredibly obnoxious by saying, oh, give me all your accounting on this Twitter thread. Me. If you actually wanted to solve world hunger, you'd reach out privately and say, is that really true? Can I see the documents? I'm not looking to publicly embarrass you, but if it really can be done and you can convince me, I'd be happy to do it. If I was in his position, 2% of your net wealth, you still, look guys, it's nearly impossible to spend $1 billion in your lifetime. He has over 200 billion. I mean, it's how selfish it is for not just Musk, but Bezos and so many of the others, to not do it, it's indescribably greedy. Okay, now that doesn't mean that the organization is right or its leadership is right. So Anna, more details on that.
Yeah, so as Foreign Policy reported, so Beasley has struggled to win over some career staff at the agency's Rome headquarters who felt he hewed too closely to US foreign policy and handed out perks such as business class flights to Geneva in violation of the World Food Program policy to members of its inner circle or his inner circle. So look, I do have an issue with too much reliance on like NGOs and these types of organizations to end massive crises that should be dealt with by governments, right? So in the case of the United States, what I find really, really interesting is the World Food Program, because of the fact that the United States has so much control over it, right? Because it donates a pretty significant portion of its funding. It basically insists on the agriculture being purchased from the United States as opposed to the farmers in the countries where they're trying to alleviate hunger. And you know what that does? That screws over like the farmers, right? They get basically priced out of the market as a result of that. So they're actually doing some harm in the way that they carry out their charity work. And then as Jonathan Larson over at TYT Investigates reported recently, while assuring Musk of transparency, because he did respond to Musk and he claimed that he would be transparent, Beasley didn't mention the role he has played out of the public eye as a leader inside the family, a purposely opaque organization with a history of smuggling evangelical Protestantism, including homophobia and misogyny, in charitable packages. The family also serves as a networking hub for right-wing activists working to roll back LGBTQ and reproductive rights.
Yes, so look, the problem here is it's, and I'll say that even of what we're telling you here in our reporting. It is relatively easy to pick apart any program. In this case, this is a Trump appointee and they're forcing people to give money to through the American government. The critique is 100% valid, okay? Having said that, greedy pricks like Elon Musk go around going, well, the government shouldn't do it. I don't want you to raise my taxes. No way, no way. You just rely on charity. Then you go, okay, then why don't you give me the charity? Oh, hell no. Oh, unless you give me all of the salaries and I humiliate you publicly and then use it as an excuse not to give it to you.
Right.
I'm not gonna give it to you. I was gonna give it to you, but I'm not because of this. You got a lot of BS excuses, Elon. You're full of crap, okay? You're enormously full of crap. You're hoarding all of that money and you're literally the greediest person on earth. And your buddy Jeff Bezos that you guys are having some sort of measuring contest with, oh yeah, my rocket looks more like a penis. We all see it, you morons. You think you're so smart because you have all this money and you build giant phalluses to go into space and we're starving down here. And you go, oh yeah, you have the government do it, but don't have the government do it. Have me do it, but don't have me do it. Ha ha, you never got any of the money, did you? We cook it all. You can't bury it with you. Even if you built a giant tomb, what the hell are you gonna do with $200 billion? Guys, if you're not rich, because we're not, none of us are rich, but I know wealthy folks, okay? And I know what that, like it's, and you don't, Chris Rock said it. If poor people knew how much money rich people have, there'd be a revolution overnight. Okay, it's so much money, you cannot spend $1 billion. Unless you're buying a sports team, you cannot spend $1 billion, let alone $200 billion. Our minds cannot comprehend how much money that is. And that greedy little prick, Elon Musk, sits there going, no, mine. You've turned into Gollum and you don't even realize it. So, have fun on Twitter making fun of poor people. God, you're so cool. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.